Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Today I thought it would be fun for you guys to come along and garden with me. So to preface this is my first year doing vegetable gardening, so I'm not very good at it. And I'm just kind of winging it and figuring it out as I go. I did not do enough initial research. I watched like a few TikToks and then was like, I got this. So my goal is to have a vegetable. I'm trying to manage my expectations here, which I've already had a couple of strawberries, so that kind of counts, I think. But let's get to work here. I'm gonna go through and weed, and I'm also gonna go and prune some things just because there's some lower lying stuff that's a little bit brown on some of my snap peas. So let's get started. So starting off with this bed, I have green beans here, which are coming in pretty nice. I can see a little flower there. I am gonna kind of just go underneath and prune anything that's touching the ground. Here I have an herb. I honestly don't remember which one I planted here. I didn't mark anything. And then here are my potatoes, which maybe weren't the best to put in the middle of this bed because they've completely taken it over. And then here I had spinach, but it bolted, so I pulled that last week. And then here are some snap peas. This is what I was talking about, that it's kind of, there's some brown leaves and stuff on the bottom, so I want to get rid of that. And then in these little ones, I have some more herbs. I, again, don't remember which ones. I got new gloves because I put a hole in the other ones with my nails, so cute. They're a little tight. That's okay though. On this side, there's some little flowers. Now, I think I'm supposed to leave those, but again, I don't know what I'm doing. So if you have any gardening tips or advice, please leave them down in the comments. Okay, I'm on to the snap peas that are in my backyard here. I'm skipping the potatoes because I was told I don't need to do anything with those and just to leave them be until they die back. But look it, I have my first green bean. Oh, there's another one. Guys, I've hit my goal of making a vegetable, or growing a vegetable, I should say. The problem here is that there is some like yellow brown leaves down here that I'm going to try to prune off here just to make sure everything is happy and healthy. Also, full transparency, I'm not using the gloves. I find them really annoying. So a little dirt never hurt anybody. I'll wash my hands after. Been out here for like 10 minutes and I'm already sweating. It's another hot one today, and it's only like 9:30 in the morning right now, but there's more snap peas on this side. I'm so excited. So in this bed, all I have is the cucumbers in the back there and then lettuce here in the front. The cucumbers honestly took like a really long time to start growing because June here was very rainy and pretty cold still. The lettuce I could probably harvest a little bit of today from around the edges. I'm not going to though because I am home alone today. Ryan's out of town for work and we'll be back after dinner time, so I'm not gonna do it just for me. I also don't need to do anything in that bed. There's no weeds in it right now, and the lettuce and cucumbers are looking pretty happy. These are my strawberry plants. I did buy the 2 big ones, which are starting to produce strawberries. And then these 2 that are little, I used the runners off of the big ones to start those plants, and they seem to be doing all right too. Next up is my biggest flower bed. So these really tall things that I planted all the way along are marigolds because I heard they're a good pest deterrent. This is a tomato plant. It is sad. I don't think it's surviving. And then here's my other tomato plant, which seems to be doing better, but I should probably prune a bit today. Down here is some basil and some weeds. And then over here is parsley, which I also need to thin out today, I think. And then these are my carrots, which are doing quite well as well. Here's where it gets tricky because I'm a newbie. I planted something here. I think this is where I planted garlic chives and garlic. And I don't know if it's a weed or if it's my sprout because these are in a line. It makes me think that's what I planted, or is it a weed? I honestly have no freaking idea. And then over here, they took quite a while as well. My peppers finally sprouted. So this bed definitely needs some weeding. Not a ton this time because I did do it last week, which is nice. But yeah, let's get started on that. And then we just have the side yard left. Okay, I checked the weather and it's only 21 degrees right now, Celsius. As a reminder, I live in Canada, but I am sweating. It's like muggy out and it's not very pleasant, to be honest. I also was parched. So Ryan got these from our grocery store yesterday. Aha! Sparkling water in raspberry acai. Never had it before. Obviously not sponsored because I'm a baby channel, but let's try it out. I mean, honestly, I'll take anything right now. I want more coffee, but it's too hot and I'm too lazy to make an iced coffee. It's okay. I'll drink it. Is it my favorite? No. Also, I haven't mentioned it yet, but I have my trusty bucket here. That's where I'm putting all my weeds and garden scraps right now because I do have a compost bin that I chuck it all into when I'm done. So. I also don't get all of the weeds when I garden. I'm pretty relaxed with all of this because I feel like I don't know what I'm doing anyways, but things seem to be happening, so I'm clearly doing something semi-right. Okay, I'm getting to the part of the garden that I mentioned earlier, that I'm playing the game of, did I plant you or are you a weed? Everything is still really small over here, so I'm gonna leave it. There's not a ton going on over here, so it'll be easy to weed next time. But I don't want to accidentally pull something that I wanted to be there, so to the side yard. I'm on the side of my house now, where I have another garden bed. This is the side that I planted originally when I decided I wanted to try vegetable gardening. It's had a time because I was a little bit overzealous originally, and I planted everything on this side like the second last weekend of May, which was a bad call because where I live, that's too early, or at least it was this year. We had like one weekend that it was really nice and I was like, garden time, and then 2 weeks later it snowed, so it got a little messed up. Some things were okay, but so what I ended up doing is that the things that did survive, essentially just my snap peas and some carrots, I replanted the rest of it after it didn't snow anymore and there was no more frost. So this garden is a little bit delayed compared to the back garden as terms of growth goes, also because the side of the house gets less sun. It's sunny in the morning, but then the sun, I don't know which way my house faces, but it gets less sun over here. So I did remember what people told me about my spinach. And so I think next year, when I'm smarter at this, this is where I'll mostly plant my spinach and the stuff that likes it cooler. But yeah, let me show you what's on this side. So here on this side, we have more snap peas, more carrots. As you can see, some are bigger than the others. The bigger ones are the before the snow carrots. They're not as big as the ones in the backyard though. And then I do have some spinach here, some more green beans, some lettuce, 2 sad little cucumber plants, and some more snap peas. The best part on the side here is these snap peas, which are basically as tall as me. This side of the garden is doing much better than that side, which I think that side gets slightly less sun, but like, don't quote me on that. Again, I'm a beginner. Forgot to mention it when I was in the back, but Ryan set up a sprinkler back there for me. That's like automatic, so I don't have to worry about watering the backyard. This one I do still have to water, and it is a little dry since it has been so hot. So once I'm done weeding, we'll give her a nice water and then we'll be done. That's it for me today in the garden. Thank you so much for coming along with me. I really appreciate it. If you like, I would love it for you to hit that subscribe button and like this video, but obviously that's your call. But you can expect more gardening, more crochet, and more books. So if that's your jam, subscribe. Bye.